Everyone talks about the perks of speaking multiple languages, landing global jobs, traveling without a map, looking incredibly sophisticated at parties. We see the idealized version of a polyglot life all over social media, but nobody ever warns you about the psychological chaos that happens inside your head when you actually achieve it. When you juggle a mind containing Arabic, English, Spanish, French, Italian, Turkish, Russian, and Persian, your brain doesn't become a neat, organized library, it becomes a chaotic, overstuffed filing cabinet. Here is the real and glamorous dark side of being a polyglot. First up, the constant cognitive glitches. The most frustrating irony of learning multiple languages is that it often ruins your fluency in your native tongue. You will be sitting in a room speaking your native Arabic, trying to say a completely basic sentence. Suddenly, your brain locks up. You know the exact word you want to use, but your brain is stubbornly serving it up to you in Turkish as badak, or in Persian as livan. Meanwhile, you are staring blankly at your family, stuttering, trying to remember the words for a simple glass of water. You end up inventing ridiculous descriptions like the water holding glass thing, or accidentally screaming out "fern" when you're trying to think of an oven, just to fill the silence. It makes you look and feel less intelligent in your own mother tongue than you did before you started learning other languages. Worse than that is the grammatical bleeding. Turkish is an SOV language, subject-object-verb, meaning the verb goes at the very end of the sentence. After a long study session, you will literally catch yourself speaking Arabic but using Turkish sentence structure, putting the verb at the very end and leaving everyone around you completely confused. Then come the false friends in linguistic bleeding. When languages share similar roots or geographic histories, your brain constantly cross-contaminates them. You try to say you are embarrassed in Spanish, but your brain pulls a fast one and you say embarazada, accidentally telling a room full of people that you are pregnant. You try to use a French word, but your mouth applies an Italian pronunciation. The overlap between Arabic, Persian, and Turkish is an absolute minefield. These languages share thousands of loanwords, but they often have completely different pronunciations, grammar rules, or entirely shifted meanings. You think you are taking a shortcut, but you end up speaking a bizarre, hybridized dialect that absolutely nobody understands. The third dark side is a literal personality crisis. Studies have proven that multilingual people adapt their behavior, humor, and even their core traits based on the cultural norms of the language they are speaking. When you speak Italian, you might find yourself becoming incredibly warm, expressive, and gesturing wildly with your hands. Switch to Russian and your tone becomes direct, sharp, and intensely serious. Speak Persian and you suddenly become deeply polite, poetic, and hyper-aware of social etiquette. Slide back into Arabic, and a fierce, passionate energy takes over. You aren't just changing vocabulary, you are changing your identity. You start to look at yourself in the mirror and ask, who am I actually? Which of these personas is the real me, and which ones are just cultural masks I put on? This leads directly into the permanent outsider curse. The more languages you learn, the more your native accent gets compromised. Because your brain is constantly jumping between Romance vowels, Slavic consonants, and Turkish speech patterns, your natural intonation alters. You go back to your hometown and people ask you what country you grew up in because your native accent sounds slightly off to them. But when you travel abroad, the locals can still instantly spot your foreign accent. You end up stuck in a linguistic purgatory. You belong everywhere, which means you belong nowhere perfectly. You are a permanent foreigner in both your home country and the rest of the world. Finally, there is the psychological weight of language decay. Fluency is not a permanent trophy you win and put on a shelf. It is a high-maintenance house pet that you have to feed every single day. Managing a linguistic portfolio this large is a logistical nightmare. If you don't actively practice your lower-level French or Russian for a few months, they start to rust. The vocabulary evaporates. The anxiety of watching a language you spent years of blood, sweat, and tears mastering slowly slip away from your memory is incredibly stressful. You are trapped in a lifetime sentence of endless maintenance. You can never truly rest, because the moment you do, a piece of your hard work dies. Finally, being a polyglot is an undeniably beautiful gift. It rewrites your brain and grants you access to millions of souls you could never otherwise connect with. But it comes at a price. It is chaotic, exhausting, mentally fracturing, and completely worth it.